This one is for the people who are launching something new. It could be a startup that wants to change the world, or maybe it's just an established organization that wants to launch a new product or service. Here's what I want to say to you. I want to say thank you for being innovative and making the world a better place. And second, don't f it up, all right? I've spent the last 10 years working with so many incredible, passionate, motivated, innovative, entrepreneurial people that have launched brand new things from scratch and also spun off amazing products and services from existing organizations. I call it the privilege, the joy, the heartbreak of working in the innovation space. And that's because so many people just f it up. So here's one piece of advice that I want to offer to you to make sure that you don't do that, all right? Don't launch to crickets. Now that is the biggest mistake that I have seen happen again and again and again and again. And that is because most people are so fixated on the awesomeness of the product or service that they don't spend as much time as they should thinking about the target audiences or indeed amassing the audience before they launch, okay? Instead, what they do is they launch to crickets. They spend months, years in some instances building something, and then they launch to nobody. And then wonder what the problem is. Whereas really smart innovators build the audience before they launch. I want to tell you about a guy called Oli Gardner, a really smart guy. He's one of the co-founders of a business called Unbounce. Now, Unbounce is a landing page tool. It's a site where you can split test ideas. In the very beginning, when pre-launch, before they'd launched, Oli said to his co-founders, and there are a couple of them, listen, I want to go out and I want to start creating content, educating people about the benefits of split testing and landing pages. And most of his business partners, his co-founders, came back and said, Oli, come on, that's not a really useful application of your time right now. We've got problems with the code, and there are little tweaks and things that we need fixed. We need to get this technology right before we start focusing on creating content to educate and build the audience. And fortunately, Oli was able to convince them otherwise, or maybe he just went out and did it himself. But he began to create content and materials to build the audience. And in fact, he was somewhat of an industry authority and expert before the company had even launched. They even had a database. Now, why is this important? Well, when you launch something new, you actually don't know anything. You don't know what the customers and clients are going to like, what they're not going to like, how much they're willing to pay, whether they're going to pay anything at all. Every decision that you've made is based on an assumption, an educated guess. But however, wouldn't it be much nicer to be able to make decisions based on not assumptions, but based on the reality of how people really behave? So what I'm going to suggest is what really smart organizations do is they build the audience before they launch. They build a database before they launch. And that way, when they are able to launch, they can throw different concepts at this target audience and see what sticks. They can use landing page tools like Unbounce, which has been explosively successful and is a global leader. They can use those tools to see what is real and what is merely an assumption. However, I know what you're thinking. How am I going to build the database before I launch? Well, I'd like to help you out. So somewhere on this page is a link, and if you click that link, it's going to take you to something cool, and that is going to help you out if you want to build an audience before you launch, if you want to test some of your assumptions before you launch, because there is nothing worse than launching to crickets. I've been there. It was painful. It was heartbreaking. It was humiliating. So I don't want that to be you. I want to say thank you for being highly innovative and making the world a better place. But I also want to say, please, 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 please don't f it up. Click the link that's somewhere on this page and hopefully I can help you out.